Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about key case law on reopening a case. Ne? We're talking about key case law on reopening a case. All three authorities hammer the same principle. I'm gonna give you all of that. Why are we doing this? It's because Senzo Meyiwa case has been reopened by Richard Rata. So I want us to go through all of that so that we can understand the legal principle when it comes to that. First one, State versus De Jager, 1965. The court held that reopening is an exceptional step. It must never be allowed if it would prejudice the accused or compromise the fairness of the proceedings. And that is exactly what is happening here. Judge Rata doubles down and uses Section 186 as his way of secretly or creatively opening the state case and also doing a trial within a trial, because at this stage, what he did was out of line. Why am I saying it was out of line? It's because Judge Rata used an opportunity. In fact, if you remember, he was supposed to give, normally Judge Rata would give a ruling the same day after the arguments, but now he had to sleep on it. And the reason he did that was because he was trying to find ways to assist Baloyi, because he's always an assistant of Baloyi. That we cannot run away from. He's always trying to assist Baloyi. So that's what he did here. And right now, he is compromising fairness in the trial because Judge Rata did not do a ruling on arguments that were requested by Baloyi. He wanted to argue why he should use Kwabini's statement without proving it, by the way, whereas he's supposed to first prove it. The defense did not have a problem with him using the statement. They had a problem with him wanting to use the same statement without proving it as per the legal course of it. Do you understand? So now, Judge Rata, when he saw Baloyi struggled, in fact, he failed to do that, and I guess he struggled even psychological, because he knew in his brain that he has no way of proving the statement, because the moment he asked, what did you write the statement? Kwabini says, no, I asked them to transfer. It's going to be a problem. When Kwabini says, no, I asked them to, because they said Muzi wrote a statement and said things about me. And I said, take whatever Muzi said and transfer it to my statement, because I was tired and I was tired of being beaten up. Do you understand? So it was going to be difficult. And then Judge Rata had to find means to assist Baloyi. And that, according to this case, State versus De Jager, says that it must never be allowed to reopen a case unless if it would prejudice the accused or compromise the fairness of the proceedings, which is exactly what is happening when it comes to Judge Rata, what he's trying to do. That will be the end game. Second case, State versus Gabanhlolwe, 2003. The SCA reaffirmed that reopening must not be used to patch weaknesses in the state case. It is only permissible if the evidence is material, could not have been presented earlier with reasonable diligence, and allowing it does not distort the trial structure. Well, when it comes to the Meyiwa case currently, what is happening is that it's them trying to patch the weaknesses of the state case, because Babu Zungu came and Babu Zungu destroyed the state case and destroyed Geninda's credibility. Do you understand? And also dealt with the investigation at large. Do you understand? Now, the second part of it is that if the evidence is material, now the issue here is they did Baloyi did arguments. They did heads of arguments. Judge Rata was supposed to rule on those arguments. Then Judge Rata, instead of ruling, he brings something else that has nothing to do with the arguments. He's bringing new issues on his own without anyone asking him, no application, nothing. Now, also, Bati could not have been presented earlier with reasonable diligence. Geninda had ample time to actually do the presentation about Gwabini being arrested, Gwabini being part of the accused, if that was the case, etc. But Gininda said a lot of things about Gwabini, but not the arrest and other things that we heard of, we heard from Gwabini. Do you understand? Now, Nxumalo pointed that Gininda had a lot of time to actually tell the court about certain things. He did not. He opted not to. He chose not to tell the court about these things. So it can't be now that there was no time for him to, there was no opportunity for him to do that presentation. There is no way. And of course, this entire situation in Jadrata is currently distorting the trial structure because we are in the middle of the defense case. We are in the middle of the defense case and Jadrata is bringing new issues. Now we must go back to defense witnesses, which is very, very irregular, everything that is happening there. Now, the third case, State versus Ndlovu 2002, the court warned that reopening cannot be used to introduce evidence that unfairly shifts the goalposts and ambushes the defense, which is exactly what Judge Rata is doing. Which is exactly what Judge Rata is doing in the Senzo Meyiwa case. Fairness to the accused remain constitutional center point. Judge Rata has taken that one and threw it out the courtroom. Fairness to the accused, he does not use that. Never. He doesn't even care about that to Judge Rata at this point. Across all three cases that we've mentioned, the message is identical. Reopening is exceptional. It may not prejudice the accused, distort the structure of the trial, or rescue a collapsing case, which is all of that is happening in the Senzo Meyiwa case. It is happening. And now they tried so many things, even coming up with those assassination plot drama, which did not stick, and which South Africans were like, no, you are not going to play us like that. No, you are not going to play us like that. They ate them up on the socials and we're like, we don't buy it. It didn't land well. No one accepted it. It was not received well at all. And also the other thing that is problematic about that is that if you are being targeted as a prosecutor, as a judge, that means you need to recuse yourself, because if you are accusing these people that you are supposed to prosecute and then you are supposed to judge over, you are not going, impartiality is going to go out of the window, because you are also feeling like they also want to kill me. Do you understand? And Judge Rata making giant jokes about that is not even funny. It is not even funny at all. So that is what we are dealing with in the Senzo Meyiwa case. So those three cases could end the entire trial. And in every courtroom, in every trial, there is one rule that stands above all others. Fairness is non-negotiable. And when a judge tries to bend that rule, the law fights back. That is what happens. And those laws, they are nuclear. Those three laws are nuclear laws that define, limit, and potentially destroy any attempt to reopen the state case in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. Those cases are not whispering, they thunder. And I don't think Judge Rata understands what he is doing there is going to cost him at the end of this case. Because reopening a case is not a routine. It is not normal. It is not a procedural choice. It is exceptional, dangerous, and must satisfy one's test. It must not prejudice the accused or distort the structure of the trial. That part, it must not happen. So the three cases that I've mentioned, they are decades apart. They say exactly that in a trial, everything depends on them in this trial of Senzo Meyiwa when I read them. And if the reopening must prejudice the defense, then there is a problem with that. That is why the 1965 case is a landmark warning. The appellate division in the Jaga case laid the foundation. It must not harm the accused. It must not shift strategy. If it changes direction of the trial, it cannot be allowed. It must not be used as a weapon for the state. It is a tool for justice. And the justice is not used as a rescue plan for a failing case. That is not justice is. That is where the Jaga draws the line. Cross it and the entire trial collapses into unfairness. That is where the accused are going to win, even if Judge Ratta may find them guilty. You can't patch weaknesses in the state case. You can't do that. And that is what Judge Ratta is busy about. Because at a later stage, after this case of 1965, fast forward nearly 40 years after that, the Supreme Court of Appeal repeated a warning, but louder. If the evidence existed earlier, if the state could have presented it with reasonable diligence, if reopening is being used to fix mistake, then the answer is simple. The court must refuse. No shortcuts, no second chances, no redesigning that trial halfway through. The SCA is blunt. Reopening may not distort the trial structure. And that is exactly what is being questioned in the Meyiwa trial. And then also, when you look at that Ndlovu 1 of 2002, fairness to the accused is the constitutional center point. That is why, because to South Africa, you are not guilty until you are proven guilty. You are innocent until you are proven guilty. That is a big one. That case of Ndlovu, the 2002 case, anchors everything in the Constitution. Ndlovu states that reopening cannot be used to introduce evidence that ambushes the defense or shifts the goalposts when the trial is already deep in its cause. The fairness of the accused, not for the convenience of the state. It can't be that situation. It can't be. That is why it is wrong. So those cases, they collide with the three cases collide with the Meyiwa trial. That is what Judge Ratta is dealing with. Anyway, guys, it will, whatever is going to happen in January, if reopening is allowed without meeting the strict criteria in these cases, it will shake the entire trial. It may trigger appeals. It may collapse convictions. It could even reset the entire process. This is not just law. This is the architecture of justice. And right now, all three cases say the same thing. Reopening is exceptional and nothing may compromise fairness. As South Africans watches, as the nations hold its breath, the court stands at crossroads. One path respects the Constitution, the other breaks it. And the answer lies in the three cases, Dijega, Gabahlolwe, and Ndlovu. The three cases, three warnings, one truth. If fairness fails, the trial fails. That's where the problem is when it comes to the Meyiwa case. Now, let's talk with comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.